Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Dune Awakening video. I apologize, it's been a little while since my last video. Hopefully you've been able to catch some of my Chapter 3 live streams. Today we're taking it back to the old school. A timed run from Chapter 3, with commentary and a full build link at the end of the video. So as we used to say in Chapter 2, sit back, relax, and enjoy this ultra-fast, blade-only speedrun of the Poison Lab, difficulty 10. This run was completed using nothing but a pair of level 1 burning blades and a level 2 Hallex pick, reworked rapier. While I was trying to do this run as fast as possible, it was the first time I've been able to clear level 10 by myself. Due to the game's durability being overtuned at the moment, I'm going to wait 1 week before I take any serious pushes into these labs. But I thought this was a good showcase to show some of the lab mechanics and the difficulty scaling at level 10. And to be honest, I wasn't too sure if high level bosses could even be beaten with melee at this point. But with lots of practice and learning all the timings, anything's possible it seems. I find myself always using the rapier for the low level NPCs and then the dual blades for the boss. As I said, I will have a full breakdown and link at the end of the video, but let's go over the 3 skills that I've chosen. The closest this build comes to what we know from Chapter 2 would be the Bene Gesserit build. That's using Compel and Weirding Step as our 2 Bene Gesserit skills and following up with the Knee Charge as the 3rd. In Chapter 2 we were able to get away with the Duraluminum class armor. But it's a different world here in Chapter 3 Eco Dungeon difficulty 10s. For this run I'm wearing a set of Forge armor with a pair of LexCore leggings as my pants. Also I do have a perforator on my bar for some emergency boss situations, but it was not needed after all. The rapier's right-click parry works best when the NPC is at the end of a combo. So that's the second round of this first lock-in room, and we've got 1 more to go. The patterns of the enemies and the amount that spawn is completely determined on the party size. So what you're seeing here is the solo experience inside the first lock-in room of the Poison Dungeon. Each round you deal with 1 ranged and 1 melee before you can move on. So at the 3 minutes 40 mark, the first lock-in room was complete. If I wasn't trying to get the best time possible, I'd probably loot this room on the left. But that takes us to the start of lock-in room number 2. My strategy here is to instantly run up the stairs and wait for the melee. Try not to get hit by that poison pod. And don't let this guy block on you. Into the room of safety. That is until the ranged figures out what's going on and tries to ruin the party. I've decided to keep in the full recording as people are still learning the run and probably curious to see how it all plays out. But due to the time of being embedded, we will probably be able to record from the boss fight onwards to save for time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you prefer an edited version with the best bits? Or do you want to see everything and decide for yourself how much to fast forward? So this is the second wave of the second room lock-in. The right-click rapier parry works best when the enemy is diving in. As you can see here, the enemies are very tough at level 10. Compel is incredible for ruining enemy attack patterns and getting them out of non-favorable positioning. You can see by the amount of slow blades required here just how high HP these heavies are. Almost 6 in total just to finish this guy. But now that brings us to the deadliest warrior on all of Arrakis. The NPC so deadly he got his own name, Drillbit. And he's been causing quite a stir on the forums. Here's one of those instances where I choose right-click parry with the rapier over the left-click. As soon as you hear that drill shot sound, make sure you protect your line of sight, because it could be instant game over. Don't forget, Drillbit takes no prisoners. So after another long rapier battle with the heavy, we've officially cleared lock-in room number 2. In hindsight, I usually move to the back of the room to take this fight, and this is the reason why. I was very lucky to not get trapped by that grenade. You know what that sound means. There's a Drillbit about. He has one-shot potential and 2 types of grenades. Drillbit is such a superior warrior that even under the effects of Compel, he still manages to dash. An absolute nightmare, and mini-boss if you will. So right around the 9-minute mark, we were ready to start the boss fight. The Poison Swordmaster, Burbridge. First thing we do is clear the room of these staggering poison pods by running around in circles and popping the poison. Once we compel him into place, it's time to start the dual blade dance. When it comes to melee, your options are kind of limited. You look for openings and do what you can. And as soon as you see him do the dab with his elbow over his forehead, it's time to dash. Set up with the knee charge and then back to the dual dance. That green AoE Cyclone is one of his most deadly moves. Make sure you're never around when it goes off. Dab dash. Knee charge setup into the dual dance. Elbow dab dash. Weirding step can sometimes stagger the Cyclone, but be careful. Cyclone dash. Knee charge setup into dual dance. So you'll notice the boss's health has gone down under the 4th quarter. That means it's the start of boss phase number 2. This is where the boss summons his NPC friend. We need to focus him straight away. But Burbridge has other plans. You'll see that I actually used Suspensor Dash to get out of that situation. Extremely useful. The name of the game here is to separate the NPC from the boss. As soon as they split, you weirding step the NPC and take him out. Now you're free to focus the boss until the next quarter, and heal up if you need to. Do the dual dance. If you can get your timing right, you're able to stop his knee charge with your own. Whenever I have time to run over poison spores, I try to do it. Just be aware that in the later half of his life, his Cyclone starts to do way more damage and be less forgiving. Dab dash. So the process pretty much repeats until we're at halfway down his life. Just keep up that dual dance and avoid the cyclones. I find myself tending to avoid parrying too often with the dual blades, as the window is a little less forgiving. I find the best strat with them is to be the aggressor and make the first hit. Then you can follow up with the dual dance and pretty much keep him at bay until his life bar grays out again. So that takes us to the start of health bar number 2, halfway through the fight. At the start of the new phase, we have another NPC to deal with and a whole room worth of poison pods. So we run around and do the poison pop. As soon as you get the NPC isolated, give him the weirding step slow blade combo. With the melee NPC out of the way, we can focus back on the boss fight. Try not to knee charge until he's no longer grey barred. Knee charge can interrupt most attacks, just be careful for the cyclone follow-up. Make sure to dash away from his direction, otherwise you might find yourself in trouble like I did here. Lucky I was able to do a weirding step heal. The ground pound animation means we're going to have poison spores again, so it was time to spice it up and do the poison pop. A bit more poison pop. And this is the reason we take the Screech passive. We were able to control the boss and get rid of all the poison pods in the area with one button. I love the feeling of pulling off a well-timed knee charge cancel. I actually love this boss fight so much. And with that last combo, we finally take him down to his last quarter of health. And it was right here I took my toxin absorbing pills. They will last the duration of the fight as long as I don't die. So at the start of the last round, we try and take out the melee NPC first, and then deal with the boss. Time to do the duel dance. In the fourth round, he throws down 4 poison pods. And he unfortunately caught me here dashing a bit too late. One good thing about the ground pound animation is it gives you a chance to heal. But it also means we have to pop the poison. Even though Compel didn't affect the boss, it still affected the poison pods. Make sure to dab dash. In this last phase, his knee is basically a one-shot. In one last desperate attempt, he called his friend to try and save him. If we hurry, we should have just enough spice prescience to finish the fight. Just to note that he was actually not grayed out and able to take damage during that ground and pound animation. Now we pop the poison. His health was so low and I could smell blood in the water. I thought I'd best to finish him rather than pop the poison. I was extremely lucky in this last encounter to have just countered his knee. If he had landed on me, it would have been a one-shot down. Right before his defeat. I would have been devastated. So there you have it, folks, a Poison Lab level 10, solo, using nothing but blades. Now let's have a quick look over the skills. The build link will be in the description of the video. Just a note that I've taken Thrive on Danger here, but it is not slotted onto the technique bar. Also, don't forget the Screech passive for the Compel ability, as it's how we AoE clear the poison pods. A new addition here to the build is the Suspensor Dash, something new that we've begun playing with in Chapter 3. So let's go on to our weapons and gear, starting with our level 1 Burning Blades, our level 2 Halex Pick, and the Perforator that was only there for emergency. We have a full set of Forge Armor minus the pants, which are a level 2 LexCore legging. Also, the Forge Boots are level 1. With our trusty Mark V Holtzman Shield, full Suspensor Belt, Personal Light, and Mark VI Power Pack. So the game was pretty impressed with the run and gave us some decent loot. A level 2 Black Market Lasgun and a level 2 Ancient Way. So guys, I hope you found this video informative, entertaining, or even both. And if you did, please give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, as we would love to have you. So if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you so much for being here. and I will definitely see you on the next one. Let's go! Oh my god. Oh my god.